All right. Today is going to be one. I don't know if everybody else is having issues with DK's site loading, but my actual secondary tabs would not load, and it has been slow on DK today. All right. Got to figure out these 5 teams. What's up, guys? I'll go over the news. I was trying to let everybody populate in before I get to the injury news because I don't want to cover some stuff before we get too many people miss out. DK loading slow. What's up, Warren? DK is loading slow today. Like I could not even get a second tab open of DK, and it's only DK. Like FanDuel's fine, projection stuff's fine. So DK's just being a pain. So I'm gonna be slightly on the more cautious side, trying to wrap this thing in a little more than an hour, so I can make sure I get these. I only got 6 teams I got to put in, so I'm in good shape, uh, very good shape, and I already kind of know what one's gonna look like. I'm just waiting on injury news there, and then the other 5 we're gonna be able to figure out pretty quick. I got my quarterback pairings all set for this. That I am having a very tough time, and I'm debating this, and maybe y'all will have an opinion on it. I'm thinking in all 5 of these teams, I want my trio, my first 3 guys in every team to be Taylor, Cobb, Surratt. Because I hate running back. I think running back's absolutely terrible. Now they're listing Nimrod is out. That's going to change what I'm doing on that other team. So that $5 team, I'll show in a second. But I agree with you, Warren. I have some full game stacks for that. That's going to be my single entry team. Is Sorsby and Sawyer Robertson. Stacking them up. I do like them a good bit. I love Jamari Taylor in the spot against UNC, especially with Xavier. What's his name? He's 4,400. Xavier Brown 4,700. Xavier Brown out. It puts more on Taylor's plate. And Harris, sorry, I can't click on guys today. DK just is in the crapper today. So it's loading slow on my phone. It's loading slow on computers, iPads, everything. It's not my internet because I've got massive internet. So I don't know what's the deal with the DK right now. But yeah, I love that Baylor Cincy game. It's impossible to get off of it. Absolutely all in on it. If you are looking for a punt play at 3K, just FYI, by far and away, my favorite punt play is Cam Courtney here. Oh, Warren, I'm not a Joe Jackson guy. That's the hard part for me. This could, by the way, though, just 1 second, I'll wrap this and then I'll get to Joe Jackson. Yeah, see, I'm watching YouTube or I was watching DirecTV on my iPad, and then now I go to the DraftKings app and it's like, hey, you could not connect the DraftKings. Make sure your Wi-Fi is turned on. It's like I was just watching DirecTV on this. Doesn't make any sense. DraftKings is I think the site's down, maybe, or banged up. Anyway, Cam Courtney is a very good play. He's going to be replacing Cam Ross in the starting lineup here. So at 3K, taking on UNC, he's my favorite 3K crapper for the day here. And then, so Joe Jackson wise, I'm just not a Joe Jackson fan. If you look at, he got a ton of volume the last time out. I would say I don't like very many running backs. I'm probably going to end up with 0 3 running back builds. Um, as far as the teams I'm going to build on here, I don't think I'm going to end up on a 3 running back build whatsoever. I just don't see me doing it. I'm not a fan of them today. Because like the guys that I like at the top for my money are DeRozier's, Martin. I don't mind either one of those guys. Hardy, I'm okay with. I'm in low dollar, high entry stuff like mass multi enter stuff. I don't hate Jam Miller. So in the same vein, if I'm playing that game to shoot out, I don't hate Joe Jackson. It's just from a Joe Jackson standpoint, I don't even know that he's a better player than Jam Miller. What's up, Jay Whitty? Um, I don't like Keywan Lacey very much. So it's like you get into this and this is not the week of great running backs. For my money, at least. Like I like taking shots on DeRozier's with Brown as a inner game stack there because he's my favorite play for Memphis. That total is that total is down to 57.5. That's 6 lower than it opened. So it's way going down. Memphis is 5.5 point dog, rightfully so. I'll tell y'all, I'm scared to death of it. My favorite play on the slate is Jeremiah Cobb. Uh, I'm I can't. I just don't see a path that he doesn't get 20 plus carries, 100 plus yards, and at least 1 touchdown. So I'm very much so struggling to not be there. I don't mind Blaylock and I don't mind Haynes. Um, the slates have a ton of overlap this week from a DK to FanDuel side of it. So that's kind of where we're at with that one. I just am not the biggest. I'm not a Joe Jackson fan. He just is not explosive. He gets there on volume, but if I'm paying for him to get there on volume, matchup's very good. Don't get me wrong, but like Jeremiah Cobb's the same play for 1,100 cheaper, and Jackson's not a great pass catcher or anything. So, and like Wisner's value's gone now that Baxter's back in, so I can't go there. I don't hate Mike Washington. So let's hit the news. I'm gonna update the news of everything I got. So Malik Rutherford is out for Georgia Tech today. That's going to put more emphasis on. I like this Georgia Tech Syracuse game, by the way. I'm playing way too much Syracuse on FanDuel. I love Daryl Gill at 5,700. I don't mind any of the wide receivers. Morning, Robert. With Rutherford out, Rivers and Canyon are going to get plenty of runs. Stockton will be on the field as the next man up, but I wouldn't play any of them. If I was going to play one, it'd be Canyon. He's been a little more consistent, but I wouldn't play any of them. I'm playing Haynes King, and I'm going to play the Syracuse wide receivers by comparison. I'm more interested there. Big news here for this BYU game. No, that's not BYU. Excuse me. Big news in this BYU game, specifically for LJ Martin. I don't dislike LJ Martin. I'm willing to take shots there. I probably just prefer DeRozier's. Defensive tackle Dominique Orange, a.k.a. my man Big Juice. He is expected to play today. He was listed as doubtful, and he has now been upgraded on the injury report. So Big Juice being back, big help for that Iowa State run defense. Less interested in them right there. All right, let's see here. Ooh la la. All right. Big news, boys. I already know where this lineup's going. I can tell you right now. So now that I know this news, I know where this team's going. Just like I know where I'm gonna want to go with this team, probably. I have to double check it, but that's what I'm gonna want. All right. Let's see. So in this lineup with Mr. Byram Brown. Now, one way to play this very well is instead of Taylor, go to DeRozier's. Maybe that is a way I want to do it, but I think I have a Brown Bachmeyer coming up. Yeah, I do. So that's going to be my DeRozier's team. Um, DeRozier's, Cobb, probably. Um, yeah. Okay. So let's see how we're going to play this. I don't think this team I'm going to end up with that stack. I think I'm going to have that USF stack in that one. More so. The thing is, like, the way I look at this is I don't like any of these high priced wide receivers. So from Surratt, I don't mind Brown, but I need to play him stacked. So from Surratt all the way down to basically Trig, I have very limited interest. So there's like $1,500 gap in my interest level of these top wide receivers. So on a flex position wise, like if I'm paying for Martin or DeRozier's, I have to compare them to Surratt. And from a projection only standpoint, Surratt's 3.5 points better than DeRozier's and 7 points better than LJ Martin. So I can't give up that much projection, specifically on a guy that, if you really think about it, like if Surratt catches 5 balls, he's got a 50-yard rushing lead on Martin before he ever touches it, So it's so hard in that sense to figure this one out. All right, let's play through this because I just don't see me going three wide here. All right, so if I'm playing this, I'm gonna play this one as like my favorite top plays more than likely. All right, I am pumped for Chaz Nimrod is out. I am pumped for Jeremiah Koger. That is the $4,700 USF wide receiver. He has 4 catches each of the last 3 games. He has 4 touchdowns over the last 3 games, averaging about 80 plus yards. So at 4,700, by far and away the number one play in the mid 4K range, period. I like Ahmad Hardy as well. I might now with the big juice news of Dominique Orange in. I like him. I would rank the top tier DeRozier's like the north of 7K. Or well, let's take 60. Let's just say 6,500 and above. 6,500 and above. What does that get? All right, I tell you what, we'll do 6K and up because the 5,900 guys are very clear. But let's just say 6K and up. I'll take Jamari Taylor 1, DeRozier's 2, Hardy 3, LJ 4, Miller 5. Or maybe Mike Wash 4. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm kind of getting off of Martin now. Let me see if I have an update on. I need to get an update on LaShawn Williams. That will matter. Brendan Lewis is a game time decision for Memphis. I still don't think I'm interested all that much in Cortez Graham. I get it. I'm just going to play through the Memphis backfield of DeRozier's. That's my preferred method of play through that. All right, let's see. Georgia Tech's missing their center, their corner, their nickel, and then Rutherford as well. All right. Lotsier Brooks being out is interesting. That's possible, Rod. Um, I don't think their defense is capable of that though. And the difference is that would not be giving enough credit to the freshman quarterback that they're going to have back there. That we got to remember that's like he's a top 5 quarterback recruit in the country. Like he got that FedEx bag to come there. Uh, I'm big on that kid. I think he's going to be good long term. He's a very much so the next Seth Hennigan for them, but he's just not 100% ready. But we got to remember that kid hadn't had even a rep of game action until last week, and when he got thrown into the fire. I want to see how he looks if there's a full game plan put in for just him. Uh, so I'm interested to see that. Updates to the player pool. I would say I've gotten very much so very tight. Very tight. I'm very interested in playing. I added Cam Courtney. I'd say that's the biggest update is the 3K punt wide receiver. Cam Courtney from UVA. Once Cam Ross was announced out, I became interested in that 3K punt right there. But I do think there's plenty of good 3K plays. Like I like Daryl Gill at 3,600. I like Joe Royer at 3,500. I like Brennan Thompson at 3,700. I don't mind Caldwell at 38, and I like Broden Grown at 35. So, but it's just one of those. If I needed a sub 35 guy, I'm going to go to 3K. Way bigger in on Jeremiah Coger now that Chaz Nimrod is officially out. I would say top 3 plays at wide receiver are Surratt, Cameron, Coger. Now for me, I really like Surratt, Cameron, Coger as a combination, which I'm debating this being whether I want Coger on this team or not. I think I'm going to end up with him on the other team. I am in on those Syracuse wide receivers. Now, especially with Georgia Tech having 2 less guys, I feel really good about my FanDuel teams because most of my FanDuel teams at this point have a ton of Daryl Gill and at 5,700 and Jonte Cook at 7,200. I was kind of mixing and matching those guys in there. I am far too overexposed on Jeremiah Cobb. I got a ton of Jordan Marshall, although Justice Haynes could very well play, but there's an easy pivot to Reuben Owens in that spot. So I'm perfectly happy taking that risk at this point. So now it's just deciding. I really think you're going 4 wide on 80% of these teams. The relative values are just so much different. Like, because in essence, the way I'm looking at it is like, all right, if I'm playing a $5,500 player, I'm either playing Josh Cameron at 5,500, who's what, he's got a decent projection here at like 17, or I'm playing Torrey Blaylock, who's kind of like a 12-point projection. So I'd rather just play Cameron. I'm probably going to end up playing Cameron in this one. And then I just got to figure this out. I can go Courtney and Coger here. But then I'm 2 UVA players leveraged. See, I don't like where I'm at price-wise on this. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I can go, well, yeah, but then I'd rather have Sawyer Robertson. I don't mind getting Coger here. That way I get all 3 of the big wide receivers, and then I'm just punting a spot at the end, which I don't hate. So, like, you can easily go there. Now I've got my big 3 wideouts, and then I'm just punting a $3,200 player, which is fine. I've got plenty of options down here. Um, I would have liked Latsier Brooks if he was healthy. Too bad he's out. That sucks. So yeah, if I was gonna play a guy down here, it's 100% Cam Courtney. So yeah, so then I would go with that. But then I got to put Cameron down here. Yada yada. Question is do you want to play that way? I don't love playing. Well, I don't hate playing two UVA guys, but I don't love playing two UVA guys at the same time. It's kind of like FanDuel, like that FanDuel man. You know what the most frustrating part of FanDuel? Oh, we got some questions rolling in on Justin Marshall or Jordan Marshall versus Justice Haynes. So I'm waiting on updates there. So yeah, I love Bowden Grown. So like my initial theory in this lineup, I do have a team that has. So my initial theory in this lineup would be to go Bowden Grown. I have a team with. I have a lot of Bowden Grown, and we're going to be featuring him. I love the kid. But yeah, so like. Oh, you're saying you were trying to. I would play Bowden Grown if I could play him in this lineup. I would. He'd be the fourth option. The problem is that I'd have to go. So there's one way to do it, and I'd have to go from Cobb down to Blaylock. That's the play. Ooh, you like Joe Royer a little bit more? I don't disagree. In this specific build, I think Royer would be a better fit. Yes. Yeah, he was 3.1 last week, had the 13 catch game. Bowden Grown. I like Bowden Grown though. I would play him. I mean, there's great options down here at 3.5. You got Courtney at 3, you got Gill at 3.6, Royer at 3.5. Hawkins isn't terrible at 3.5. Thompson at 3.7 is a great play. I like Caleb Goody, Jeff Caldwell, and Bowden Grown. Like 3K range is loaded this week. But yeah, I mean, you can do. That's a relative possibility. Do I do that? Because then that's going to be like my one shot to get off of Jeremiah Cobb. I'm not going to be getting off Jeremiah Cobb very much. So is it worth getting off of Cobb to go up from Courtney? I don't think that's a bad play. I think you're on to something there. I'm open to that. I don't think the Ole Miss run defense is anything to write home about. Now I'm gonna end up with 4 Taylor teams, so it might as well. I mean, 4 Cobb teams, so I might as well have something that I don't have him in, and then that kind of eliminates me having double there. So let's go 5,500. I'm gonna go flex Cameron, and I don't dislike Highshaw at all, but he hasn't been healthy, and that's worrying me. Oh, yes. So DK, I'm lucky I have this one up. I can't submit this one right now, but like the site's down or something. So I'm just writing everything together. DeRozier's Courtney. Yeah, who's your quarterbacks, Warren? Throw your quarterbacks in. Because I love Taylor more than DeRozier's, but I like Courtney over Adrien. But I don't know that it makes that much of a difference. Like if you were saying, "Hey, I've got a specific thing," I like Taylor a ton. But if you were playing Byron Brown with that, I probably prefer the DeRozier side because I want Brown to get pushed a little more. But I'm gonna have so much Taylor. Oh, okay. Yeah, so you have both quarterbacks with them. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, DK's been a poo show from which I mean it's not like FanDuel's been much better. You know what? I came into this week with Bowden Grown as a top play for me. I'm going this. This is gonna be my team. All right, so I'm playing this sucker. Grown. So that's going to be one team for sure. I love Jeremiah Coger now that old boy's out. I love that play. Yeah, I'm gonna be in on that. So if I'm going down, I'm going down swinging with that. All right, team. That's team one right here for sure. I think the Rogers is a good play as a sneaky like throw off. Let's go. All right, so we're gonna play another Koger team. I don't know that I'm gonna play him. I might play 3 running backs on this. No, there's no such thing as too much Elijah Surratt. There's no such thing. There is 0.0% is it possible to have too much Elijah Surratt. He's so look at the wide receiver plays though. Like Ryan Williams sucks. Granted, he goes off, but at the same time, I can't trust him. He's barely been playing. He hasn't been getting snaps. Um, Omar Cooper is just Elijah Surratt Jr. I mean, maybe if you want to differentiate and you want to move up somewhere with the plot plus 700, like so. Let's just say you have a team that has Taylor and Surratt, right? Change Surratt down to Cooper, and then take Taylor and move it up to Hardy, and then that's your thing. I don't disagree. So what I would tell you is on the Satania side, he's an easy pivot for me because Josh Cameron is in a higher scoring game environment and he projects about 0.7 of a point less than Satania. And I prefer the game environment. I think the floor is a little bit better on Cameron. And the ceiling's better. I prefer Cameron. So it's one of those that I don't buy projections all the time for me. I will see it and then I'll make a decision whether I agree with it or not. In this case, it's a situation where I have Cameron ranked over Satania. So I end up getting to Cameron more than Satania for me. Like I just have more. I do think Satania is a very good play though. Just not my favorite. So I'm definitely playing this. I'm definitely playing Jeremiah Cobb. That's the USF Memphis stack that I want. That's for sure. Now I've got that. Oh yeah, Koger's my fourth. He's tied with Josh Cameron for on my projection. Like they're right neck and neck. Like Koger's going to go overlooked. That's why I had him as a GPP option. I thought he would go overlooked. Now, granted, he might not. He might end up coming in higher owned than he should be. Brendan Lewis is expected to start for Memphis today. He's warmed up. He's giving it a go. Steve Sarkisian, potential interest in the Titans. That's interesting. Titans are going to be trash bags. All right, let's see. Brendan Lewis. Nothing there. Ooh. Des Reed, man. Des Reed just needs to play. I had to swap a ton of Des Reed last week. Real late too. Sorsby, Surratt, Satania, Taylor, Coker. I don't disagree. None of those. I'm there. So I have the exact same thing, Jay Whitty. But what I would tell you is Satania is switched to Josh Cameron, and that's the only difference. And it's 7 points of projection is the difference, and that's my difference. I'm very much in the same spot, except for I would need to add Cobb. So like Sorsby, Surratt, Cameron, Taylor, Koger, and Cobb are like big chunks of my teams. Cobb for me. Cobb for me. I think the floor and the ceiling are better. Cyrus, I know he scored 3 touchdowns last week. Um, it's been outside wide receivers that have beat Baylor up. So your Jordan Dwyers and things like that. So I prefer the outside guys. You got 30% Cobb. I'm gonna be like 80%. I have a problem with Jeremiah Cobb. I'm way too overexposed, I think. But I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to do it. Willingly, I'm a willing participant, we'll say. I think I can get Taylor in this team. I think I can get Taylor. The question is, in this spot, would you rather have Taylor at 6,700? What are my projections on Cobb? My projections suck for him. I'll be honest. So the projection is about 13. It's not great. Like it's not anything off the out of the ordinary. Um let me see. Let me pull it. Um Jeremiah Cobb, his projection wise is like just north of 80 yards with a touchdown. But I don't think it's properly factoring in how poor Arkansas is and the fact that there's no second running back. I just don't think it's properly pricing that in. I've seen this happen before, and I've taken this stand before, and I've seen it plenty of times where I go through, I see this, and I go, okay. Like the last time I remember me feeling so much different than the projection was um, Raheem Sanders in a game like 2 years ago. And Raheem Sanders ended up running for like 180 yards and 3 touchdowns. I just felt that it was different. I'm not saying that's what he's going to do. I'm just saying I feel like 100 yards and 2 touchdowns feels like I feel good about Jeremiah Cobb getting me to 20. Um, that's just where I'm at with it. Yeah. Oh, he's not going to catch any balls, but that's not the nature of this off. I mean, I wish Cam Coleman caught balls. I wish he got more receiving work, but that's the frustration of this freaking Auburn offense. It annoys me to no end. So, that makes things interesting. I think you can do that. So do you do Taylor? Do you do Taylor? You know what? Actually, that might be your play right here. So, like you were saying, if I want to get away from him, I can do that. I could do that. And then flex wise, I can pair up my Bachmeyer in this spot with my Parker Kingston. So, like, that's not bad. That gets me Satania. That gets me Satania, Cameron, Koger, Kingston, Bachmeyer. I fade Taylor, and that's a bold one. Fade Taylor and Surratt. Do I want to fade Taylor and Surratt in this spot? I don't hate that because the other option I don't love. Let's see. Satania, Cameron, Kingston. I like Parker Kingston more than Chase Roberts, by the way, in case you were trying to figure that out. All right, so let's see. There's 2 options here. Do you go Surratt? And then you can go 5,500, 3,400. I don't like that. Can't go 67. I don't like the guys in the 4K range. That's the problem. I don't like the guys in the 4 or 5, like the low. Well, no, I could go Kingston. Oh, that's playable. I can go Kingston, Brendan Thompson, something like that at 37. Or no, what's 37? Yeah, Adrian Valari. I like Thompson I could go Goody as well. Goody or Gill would be fine. I like Goody a good bit. So, like, all right, so all right, your other option is Surratt and Goody. Surratt and Goody versus Satania and Cameron. That's interesting. Or your other option is Taylor in a 3 running back build, which is awkward. Awkward. And I don't like the 4K guys whatsoever. Which means you're probably going to end up in the 5s, but then you're still ending up in the 4Ks, like the low 4s. Unless you want to go 61, that gets you in the same spot. You could go Trig. You could go Trig and then be 3.7. So that'd be Trig. All right, so you can have that, and then you could have Taylor and Trig. So that'd be Taylor, Goody, Trig. So then that's basically Surratt and Kingston versus Trig and Taylor. I probably prefer the Surratt Kingston side to that, but I think I'm going to end up on that Cameron team because I don't want to play Goody particularly. I think I'm going to play that other one. I'm going to play the yeah, I think LaShawn Williams is fine. So that's 15 lineups with Sorsby. I think his ownership probably ends up in like the 40% range if I was to guess. I don't think it's too much. I mean, I think you kind of sometimes got to just draw a line in the sand and say, what do you believe? You know, like I'm going to end up with mass ownership on Jeremiah Cobb. I'm just drawing a line in the sand there. To an extent, you know, it just depends. I think it depends how you want to play, right? Do you want to play saying, I'm going to have the best chance to win? Or are you playing not to lose? You know what I mean? Are you trying to mitigate risk? Or do you want to just go all in? Uh, trash BP. Dirt cheap running backs. There's only stuff that you can find, buddy. You know, I know you. You'll find some trash bag running back that's 3,500 that somehow scores a touchdown. I don't like a single running back below 5,600. And that's pushing it. I mean, maybe you could talk me into Hosley or Walker. You want a dirt cheap running back. You're just going to give me some kind of just disgustingness to I'm going to end up on. If you want to take the shot of all shots, I mean, just a filthy, disgusting play. I guess 4,400 Daniel Hill. Yeah, Jay Woody then take a stand. You know what I mean? Like go all or nothing. The best chance you're gonna have is to say like because I'm tempted on these 5 entries. Yeah, I think Daniel Hill. I don't think Jamari Taylor is gonna be the chalk. I do think people are going to spend up for other running backs, and I think Jamari Taylor ends up under owned. I did not get to look at. I didn't get a full look at what they were talking about. I was trying to see the. Why does everybody keep asking about Fluff? Fluff Bothwell, or it's on my thing. Fluff Bothwell's not playing. Stop asking about Fluff Bothwell. He broke his leg. No, I will never. I'm not playing Garrett Nussmeier this entire season. That's my number one goal. When we get to the bowl season, and only in the bowl game will I play Chris Hilton, and that's it. I just am avoiding the LSU offense completely. You want the puke play of all puke plays, Rod? Go play either I think it's Cutter Boley on FanDuel at 7,100. I couldn't bring myself to do it. I'm playing 30 teams on FanDuel. I tried to limit my play. I ended up on 30. Yeah, but Rod, 7,100 Cutter Boley on FanDuel. That's absolute puke play, but I'm interested. So here, let me share FanDuel. So go down. You just want an absolute puke show. I think you go to Cutter Boley at 7,100. Coming off of that 31 of 39 against Texas with 14 carries and 45 yards, I kind of like this. I don't hate this play. I didn't do it, but I actually don't hate it. I think it's viable playing Tennessee. I don't think Tennessee's particularly a good team. You can't stack him with anybody. You can build some fun stuff. This is my favorite running back build on FanDuel, Marshall and Cobb. I will tell you, I've got it locked and ready to go to hit switch and go from Marshall to Owens. I'm going to stay locked in my house until that decision's made because I'm supposed to go to my in-laws' Halloween party tonight. That means I'm not leaving the house, though, until a decision is made that Jordan Marshall is either the starter or I need to switch to Reuben Owens because nobody wants the problem of me being that angry sitting there. Malachi Hosley. Are you planting your flag on Hosley, Brian? Why can't you? Oh, so no, you're planting your flag on Georgia Tech's RB2. That means Jamal Haynes. You're planting your flag on Jamal Haynes. They have a problem, Brian. They have a problem. It's a sickness. I don't disagree with it. So there's the RB1 that Brian referenced. Here's going to be the RB2, which I did take plenty of shots on in Jamal Haynes. So he's gonna take some Jamal Haynes shots. I appreciate that. I would not recommend playing any Jeremiah Coger at 9,500 here. I'm willing to take shots on DK. Not willing to do it there. This is a fun way to play, though. You play Boley, then you can basically play about anything else you want to play very easily. You can go there. You can go here. Now you get 69.50. Let's just say, what was 81 leave me with? 50. Oh, that's easy. Yeah, do that. You do Cameron, and then you got Royer, you got Gill. I love Gill down here. I think he's a great play. But like, this is a fire team. Absolute smoke show right there. Absolute smoke show. If you switch this to Haynes King, you can get up to that 6K range. That gets you Ashton Hawkins, or you could come off. Actually, you go down to Haynes King here. That gets you 200. That gets you 300 to get there. Then you come down from this down to Michael Trigg, and then go up, and that'll get you Caleb Goody at 61. No, you go Haynes, man. Go Haynes. I like Haynes this week, actually. I always love the combination of rushing that Haynes and King provide. I love the fact that their names are the thing from Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune. Where you would say like Jamal Haynes King. I appreciate that's how it works out. I love that. All right, so let's see here. I need a Sorsby and King team. All right, so we got to grind out. What do we got? 3 more teams to build? Yeah, three more teams. Brian, you did miss that me and one of our regulars, David. I haven't seen David in here. We have a bet, or we don't have a bet, but we have a team that we are each playing on FanDuel. And I don't have it up. Dang it. We have a team that we're each playing here that is basically a Baylor Cincinnati stack. I like Caleb Goody. He likes Jeff Caldwell. Hi, my name is Jeff. And we are playing basically this. Yep, with Marshall, with Jordan Marshall. And then I like this one. Uh or is it with Trig? I don't remember. It's some variation of this. He prefers the I think it's with Trig. He prefers the other side of it. I like the others. I like the Goody side. He likes the Caldwell side. You know, it's fun that way. So we played. He played one variation. I'm playing the other variation, and we're going that way. So that's what I like to. I like to have some fun here. Um, I'm highly tempted to try to double stack Sawyer Robertson. I'm going to. I'm going. I want to double stack him in the $5. So like I have. See, this is where the DK is just gonna crap itself. But like if I'm double stacking him, how do I double stack him? I guess I would have to get off of Surratt. I think I did that. I think I got off of Surratt. I went to Trig and Cameron. Although I don't hate Hawkins, but Hawkins feels too expensive on DK for me. I do have one that's a onslaught team. It doesn't have Cobb. I'm fairly certain if I run this, I'll be able to figure out what I did. Robertson, Sorsby. Like this is your fun onslaught thing here. I'm pretty certain I did Trig, Cameron, because that's the two I prefer. I'm pretty sure I did Goody because I normally would. And I might have done a second one, but I don't think so. No, it might have been Royer. I don't remember. But let's see here. If we do that, and I'm pretty certain that I had Taylor. And I think, if I remember correctly, I had to get off to Blaylock. No, it wasn't that. That's 63. Why would I need 6K? Why would I need 6K? Maybe Cobb? No, I don't remember what I did. Anyway, not 100% certain. Something to that effect. You gotta get as much of the stack partners in here. Oh, you know what I bet I would have done? Maybe that's when I went Cyrus Allen and was like, oh, I'll put Cyrus in there. Well, Cyrus the virus. Yeah, because then I can go Cobb. So I don't hate this. I don't love this, but if you were going like full monster stack, then yeah, like there's nothing wrong with that. Just go full game stack, just Sorsby doubles, Robertson doubles. I don't think that'll end up working, but you never know. You never know. I wouldn't do that in single entry, I can tell you that. That seems a little rich. All right, so we need a Sorsby King team. Let's go King. Like I said, I'm gonna have 60% Sorsby in this. Very similar to what he was talking about, where we're gonna go. He's at 80% Sorsby. Sorsby's just a crazy value here. So yeah, and then I mean I might as well just do my team with this, Jeremiah Cobb. Okay, I want Surratt. I do want that. I'm not going to go Koger in this team. So then the question becomes, what do I do with the other 3 spots? As usual. Mike Washington's minorly tempting, but I actually kind of like the idea of Trig. So if you go Trig, then you're in that comfy range down there. Because then you can just get If you go trig, you don't get as much money to play with. Actually, you know what? I got it. What about Cameron? I was kind of hoping I could go Jonte Cook here. That would have been fun. Jonte Cook would have been a fun option. If I go Gill, then I have 4,700. Oh, son of a biscuit. Look what fits. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted, but be daggone if it looks good. I actually like that. Ooh, Bubba. All right. I'm going to end up with way too much Jeremiah Koger, but I do like him. Taylor, Cobb, Surratt, Cameron, Koger, Gill, King. Okay. All right. So that's one way to play that. What's the other way? Let's say we don't go Surratt and we load up in that upper range. Can we go Jonte Cook, Michael Trigg, and then yep. Nope, I don't want that. I don't want that. That means I would need a more high-priced guy, though. I would want to go up from 6,100. Or I could be at 3,900. If I was at 3,900. You could go to Jeff Caldwell. Satania over trade. Thank you. Yeah, but then what is that getting me? Jay Whitty, what is that getting me, buddy? I don't. You're right though on that. But actually, I don't even know that I want that because I'm not getting anything. I mean, I'd have to go Daniel Hill or something, or Kayshawn Singleton. I could see Kayshawn Singleton there. I like Cameron over Trigg, but I don't have any Trigg yet. I would rather go Trigg here just because I'm not going to end up playing any Trigg, so I feel like I need to get some. Trey Harris. Oh. Do I want Trey Harris there? Do I want Trey Harris? Or do I want, hi, my name is Jeff? Or Jordan Shipp. Jordan Shipp's going to get a ton of targets today. Yeah, don't forget the draft. Thank you, DraftKings, while your crap's not working. Or somewhat working. Hi, my name is Jeff could be a legitimate play here in this spot. Brennan Thompson, also a good play. Do you pair Sorsby is the $1 million question. I'm not going to end up with enough Trig that I feel like I have to have some Trig. So it's like, do I want that or do I Jesus, Louises? We went death mode right there. All right, well, that's better. Trig, Cook. So you're basically looking at, let's say, I like Brennan Thompson a good bit. So I'd probably just avoid, I'm going to get the points either way, whether it's Goody or Caldwell. And then I could go Brennan Thompson thinking that he's going to get a ton of targets against Texas. And he's got just as much upside as Caldwell and them, even if you're playing Sorsby. Plus Sorsby could just run him in. So let's just say you're looking at Cook, Satania, Trigg, Thompson versus Gill, Koger, Cameron, Surratt. That's tricky. That's tricky. All right. And then let's see here. Let's go King. I mean, I'm gonna start every team like that. So might as well. King, Brown. I don't want to end up on too much Koger. I'm gonna end up buying in too much. I already know it. King, Brown. I don't think I can fit Surratt in this sucker. Let's go Taylor, Cobb. I don't think I'm gonna be able to fit Surratt here. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the Surratt, Koger, Gill combination over the Cook, Satania, Trigg thing. So yeah, that's gonna stay with that team. All right, Taylor, Cobb. That means I already have Koger, Koger. I've already got 3 Koger teams, man, and 3 Cameron teams. Oh Lord, oh Lordy, 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 Lordy. That's a problem. All right, I got to get away from Koger a little bit here. All right. So no Koger here. No Koger. Yeah, no Koger. All right. So this team I know is going to have Surratt and Kingston. Maybe. You know what? This is a perfect team to have Courtney on. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Let's play that here. That way I kind of got that already. All right. I think I can get Surratt in here if I wanted to. It's just such a good play. 1, 2. Do I want to have 4 Surratts? Yes. Yes, I do. Yeah, because I can get a 50. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got plenty of room. Plenty of room. Normally, I would default here to Josh Cameron. I'm tempted to again. I'm going to. I don't care. Or I could go 61. Nope, can't do that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. He projects better than any other flex play on the slate. And like Josh Cameron's not much different. I understand the Satania feelings. Fully get it. You know what? I could go Satania here, but I don't love Satania. I love Cameron. I don't love Satania. Ugh. Do I want to do Satania over Cameron? Is that worth it? Is it worth it to have one team that has Satania over Cameron and then is going to 3,600? Ooh, I get Gill. I love Gill, especially with Haynes King. All right, give me Gill. I'll take one shot on this and I can go 3 running backs and then not go Satania. I'll go Blaylock. I think Blaylock's a fun play compared to Satania. Good pivot. Ole Miss kind of doo-doo against the run. Blaylock's been getting good run. I don't hate that. I could go Blaylock or Satania. But that would get me a little bit of a differentiator there to just do something different. I feel like Satania's got the much better floor, but man, that's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. Satania versus Blaylock is tough. Okay, Satania versus Blaylock. Uh, yeah, exactly. That's why I'm thinking I want to go Satania here. That's why I'm thinking I want to go Satania here. I like that. I like that team. I'm good with that. All right, so let's go Surratt, Courtney, Gill. I think Gill's underrated play today. I think the Syracuse guys are going to get underowned by comparison. I'm going to end up with way too much of this stuff. But I mean, look, when you play a tight pool, you got a better chance of winning everything. You play a spread out pool, and then so be it. I'll show y'all what my $5 single entry team is going to be actually, because I already know what it is now. Now that I've made the adjustment, or now that I know that it's going to have Koger in it, so it's going to be very similar to every other team that I'm over here building. Actually, yeah, it's very similar to these other teams. Actually, it's legitimately the team that I built with Byram Brown. It's just instead of Blaylock, I was able to get the Cobb, and I go down to Sawyer Robertson. It's one of my favorite teams. If I was playing Sawyer Robertson in the $20, it would be the sixth team that I would play. It's not close. All right, let's get rid of King, Brown, Satania, that, and then you can definitely. By the way, my favorite quarterback for 20 entry max GPPs is 1000% not in question. It is uh, Chandler Morris from UVA. Him double stacked or him single stacked with either Terrell Harris, Cam Courtney, play Jameer Taylor. There goes the freaking thing. It always pops on at 10 o'clock and I forget. All right, 1 second. Dang Roomba. Anybody ever seen? My neighbor has one. The grass cutting Roomba. That thing's sick. I need one of those, but it's pretty cool. All right, so last team's going to be Sorsby Bachmeyer. I think this is the chalk build probably, where everybody ends up on those two. There's that's just the easy play. I would say it's the easy button play of the week here. Let's go Cameron. And now you just end up having to figure out which of these wide receivers you're playing. Oh, that's ruthless, dude. Oh, that's tough. Because, like, I really want to play Chase Roberts, or I want to play a BYU wide receiver with maybe it's Cameron that gets the boot. Because I really want to play a BYU wide receiver with Bachmeyer. And then I'm tempted in this to play Cyrus Allen, even though I don't love Cyrus Allen. But then I'm not going to be able to play Cameron. So I almost need to go down to Hawkins in that spot. I'm not playing Koger. I refuse to play Koger in this spot. It's either that, or is this the spot you come off of? You play 3 running backs just for the giggles for once. And you do that. And then you go over here. You pay up. You get like Ahmad Hardy or something. Ahmad Hardy could be fun. Yes. 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 That is exactly what you do. That is exactly what you do. Because now I can go Kingston. Yep. 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 Or do I want Chase Roberts? If I go Chase Roberts, I get Caleb Goody, which I think is the play. That way I get a stack on each side. Yep. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say I get my name is Jeff, but I don't. Chase Roberts. There you go. That way I get off of that. That way I get a little bit of a different way. I'm gonna go against your 7% higher win rate here, Jay Whitty, and I'm gonna try to be a bit different, and I'm gonna take Ahmad Hardy in that spot. So I get Taylor Cobb, Surratt, Roberts, Goody, Hardy. Boom. That way I'm a little bit different. All right, so that builds that out. So that way I have a Kingston Bachmeyer and a Roberts Bachmeyer, one of which is going to be right if Bachmeyer's optimal. Yeah, I just have a hard time getting different unless I'm just like off the get rip different, which I'm hoping that Taylor is off the rip different. All right, let me show what this team is, and then that's the last team I got, and then I'll double back and let you guys know what. So I love onslaughting that game. I think it's a great way to play it, but from a single entry max or single entry standpoint, mainly the what is it my favorite one, the $5 single entry max. I love the $4.20. I need to start maxing that more. I tend to play just a lot of the $1.20, and I need to start maxing the $4.20 entry max. I don't know why I haven't been, because I played so much. I play in the freaking $20, but I haven't played the $4 that much. I need to start doing that. Yeah, I need to start maxing that. I mean, that tournament's perfect play there. All right, and then Cameron. Why? Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, this fits absolutely to perfection. All right. So I have to play this way because it's my 4 favorite wide receivers, my 2 favorite running backs, and my favorite quarterback, and then I just happen to get Sawyer Robertson in there. I think if you want to play this in a different way, perfectly fine. Throw Haynes King in there, right? I think that's a perfectly acceptable way to play this as well. Probably a way that I should or have played it. I don't know. But my single entry in the what's it called is going to be this, the $5 single entry max. Oh, I need to check the weather. I have not checked the weather yet, just to make sure. Although that ends up getting me in trouble. I start checking weather, and then stupid stuff happens, and I'm not, yeah. I need to stop doing that. What's up, David? Oh no, David. I know. I've been ripping. We've been grinding away. We didn't have nothing crazy going on today. It's just mainly you probably couldn't get on DraftKings. That's the problem, it's been. I can't get anything to load right now. Everything's been slow. It seems like DK won't load on basically anything. I'm trying to get it, but that's why I got an hour left. Oh, you're moving off of Baylor. Oh, David's moving off of Baylor. That doesn't make me feel good. You can see what my single entry team is. I don't love that you're moving off of Baylor. Yeah, DK is slow this morning. That's why I'm going to spend. I have all my teams built. Like we said, just to recap for David, heavy exposure to Brendan Sorsby. I would say top player at each spot. Brendan Sorsby's number 1 on DK at quarterback. Brendan Sorsby, running back Jamari Taylor, Jeremiah Cobb, Shout out to Torrey Blaylock as the pivot off of Cobb if you need him. Also, Jamal Haynes, I don't hate. And then Elijah Surratt, Josh Cameron, Jeremiah Koger, Bowden Grown are my favorites at wide receiver. Now, granted, I like the cheap Cincinnati guys. We all know David likes Jeff Caldwell. My name is Jeff. And I prefer Caleb Goody. We have a nice little funsy wager between us with our lineups that are separated by those two players. And then if you need a 3K punt, the old 3K crapper, Cam Courtney from Virginia is your man. The Coffin Corner, that's my favorite tournament. I love that tournament. So, so I'm going to play that Sorsby team, Sorsby Sawyer team. But I think you can easily differentiate that by switching off of Sawyer and going to my guy Haynes King. I think that's a great play. Sorsby, Hardy. I like Hardy as well. Kayshawn Singleton. No, Eric Singleton. I like Royer. I like Surratt. I don't hate the Mateer play. Mateer's going to be so underowned. I was going to build teams on FanDuel with John Mateer because he's 9,500. And I told myself I did not want to play. I told myself I didn't want to play more than 30 teams on FanDuel, and I ended up at 30 teams before I ever got to John Mateer teams. So I decided I was done. I threw the towel in. I did not play anymore. I like Kayshawn Singleton. I think he's a fun play. All right, who's got any other questions? Well, I'm just going to enter my teams now. That way I don't, because DK's down on basically everything, and I do not want to have empty lineups going in. Elijah Surratt. I like Trell Harris, JB. Very happy. Yes, Chaz Nimrod is out for USF. I am very heavy on Jeremiah Koger. He's been great the last 3 weeks. He's 100% a monster. I'm riding the hell out of Koger. I do have some Singleton. I just prefer Koger's my preferred play in that spot. And then I like Trell Harris. I think he's got the most upside of any wide receiver. I love playing UVA. I have a lot of UVA stacks that I've played it in a different way. So I like my favorite tournament quarterback is Chandler Morris. I like Chandler Morris with Taylor and either Trell Harris or Cam Courtney, the 3K wide receiver. If you want to play it, you can play Courtney. I would play 2 out of those 3 with Chandler Morris. So either Harris, 2 of Harris, Taylor, and Courtney. I don't think you can go wrong with any of them, certainly. But they're all very good plays for UVA. Points per dollar wise, Sorsby's just an unreal play. And trying to figure out, I like Royer. I think he's safe. I don't think he necessarily has the upside. I like the outside wide receivers the best. So it comes down to Goody or Jeff Caldwell. Goody is on the field a lot more. Caldwell is more explosive. That's your decision you're going to have to make, is Goody versus Caldwell, in my opinion. I think one of the two does something big today. It's just a question of which one. I don't know that I would have that answer for you, but it's quite the conundrum. I think there's a way to play this game. I just haven't quite figured that one out yet. So let's just say I want Cobb. I think there's a way I did where I played it this way, and I think you only want one wide receiver with Sorsby. I just don't think you want to play 2. That's just kind of where I'm at with that. Let's see if it's Goody that works in this. So how do you let's see here. I think you gotta have, let's just say this. All right. That only gives you 5,100. I mean, that's Brian's team. I can tell you right now, this is the team Brian played. There's Brian's team, and he's either got Caldwell or Goody there because he likes Hosley. Um, he gets on some freaky stuff and it works and it annoys me to no end because I'm like, I can't play that. I'm just burning money. He has no problem burning money. It's impressive to me. I have that problem. We talked about my conservative nature the other day. A little too conservative at times for my own good. Let's see here. I need Koger. We love Koger. We love Koger. This is a Koger channel. I'm telling you. We are a Jeremiah Koger supportive channel. That's for sure. Who else has some? Who's everybody's flag plants today? Like, who are y'all flag planting? Who are y'all saying, hey, I'm riding and dying on this guy? Like, I'm riding and dying on Cobb, Jamari Taylor. I'll put up my ride or dies. Like the guys that are gonna make or break the slate for me, I guarantee you, are and I'm talking FanDuel and DK. These are the guys that are make or breaking my day right here. For sure. Well, actually, if I'm including FanDuel, I'll put the other guy in there. Because I can tell you this guy's gonna make or break my day too. That's my make or break team. Like those are the guys that are gonna make or break my day. Yeah, Koger. I would love to be. I can't. The only reason I don't say Koger is because on FanDuel he's too expensive and I just can't play him. So that's the only reason why I don't say Koger. See, I'm just such a Cameron guy. I have some Trig. Trig could make or break me the other way, where I have a little bit. I have enough just to be dangerous, but I can't go all in. I thought I was going to end up on some LJ Martin, but once I like Hardy too. I do like Hardy. I love Hardy on FanDuel. I got a big I do like that play. No doubt about it. I don't know whether I'm on an island with Cobb or not. Like I just don't know like which of Taylor or Cobb is coming in under owned. I didn't see somebody I didn't see one of them on the projection stuff that I was looking at this morning when they sent out something on like stochastic sent something out. I was at the gym this morning and they sent something talking about it out, but I was just quickly glanced at it to see if there was somebody that I was super interested in. I think Cobb's a great play. You think Taylor's the highest owned running back? Really? I love Koger over Singleton for me. Singleton hadn't been there. He hadn't played great. I love Koger. He's huge. So that's where I'm at. Syracuse is missing their nickel and a corner. I've got a lot of Gill and I have some Gill. I have a ton of Gill. Gill is my flag plant from that wide receiver core. I think more people go to Jonte Cook because he's been more consistent. But if you're willing to buy into Michael Trigg because of the target share, Daryl Gill got 10 targets last week, and most of it was early in the game, and he just happened to not get targets late in the game. I'm in on Gill. I think he's one of the better plays of the slate that's going to go overlooked for sure. That's just kind of where I'm at with him. No doubt about it. Let's get Koger in here. I think Ashton Hawkins is the guy going overlooked for. Okay, so Taylor's got a higher percentage than Cobb. That's interesting because I'm all in on Cobb. I'm not all in on Taylor, but I'm in on Taylor, but I have way too much Cobb. Blaylock 50 plus. I think 100% Blaylock gets there. Brown should be good. Your bet on Auburn, on Arkansas is it CJ Brown or is it Raylon Sharp? That's the question. With Jalen Brown out though, CJ Brown gets more play. Where is the information I had on that play there? I had some info on that. I like Jonte Cook a lot, but I think Daryl Gill is going to go under. He had 11 targets last week and had 4 catches. So if you're in on Trigg, you got to be in on Gill. See, this is the thing. Like, I don't understand why it's saying that Taylor's got higher ownership percentage than Cobb, because like Taylor only had 8 points last week against Washington State. Maybe projection systems understand stuff. They know ball like I do. Sorry, I'm going to find that information here. I think it comes down to Braylon Sharp or Cobb, or CJ Brown. Brown, yeah, Brown's playing over 95% of the snaps, so I don't hate that at 25%. I like, man, can Dean Connors get there? I don't know that Dean Connors can get there. That would be the most nervous I am there. Taylor's going ahead of Ahmad Hardy, right behind DeRozers and LJ Martin. Yeah, I mean, I would take Taylor ahead of Martin, but behind DeRozers, or probably ahead of DeRozers and ahead of Martin. I do like DeRozers a good bit though, so I would say that's not unreasonable. It's not unreasonable for sure. Sorry, getting the rest of my team in so that I don't get locked out of this. It's the last thing I need is to just do stupid things. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I agree, David. I think Avery Johnson's in play. If I'm playing Avery Johnson, I want to play a very low owned Jace Brown with him. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think it's very well. I think Blaylock is a lock for the 50 plus. Knock on wood if you're with me. CJ Brown, 25 plus, feels comfortable. Cook, I don't hate at 50 plus. It's just Connors. Connors is the one that I'm most nervous about. Lacey or Taylor. It's Taylor over Lacey all day, every day for me. I don't love I'm not in love with Lacey this week. I'm fading Lacey. I think that game is just a slop fest. Personally, I don't love that game from a fantasy standpoint. I ended up off of Mateer a little bit more than I expected. Brown, Cobb, Taylor, Cooper, Cameron, Caldwell. So Byron Brown with Koger, like that. Sorsby with Caldwell and Cameron. I love that. Cobb and Taylor, love that. Why am I blanking? Oh, I feel like I'm blanking on something. The frick is Cooper? Why am I blanking on who Cooper is? Oh, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah. Yeah, we'll pull up FanDuel, Patrick. We'll pull up FanDuel. I got it here. Yeah. So this is like a playful team. So what I'll tell you is on FanDuel, I am heavily exposed to basically I avoided this top range. I'm open to playing Hardy. I'm open to playing Martin, but I really want is Justice Haynes to be out, but I don't know that he's going to be. So I've got a ton of basically my lineups feature 4 running backs. Basically, I built 30 teams. My lineups feature 4 running backs: Jordan Marshall, who I have to wait until at least 6 o'clock before I could figure this out. So I'm going to not go to my in laws until I have it figured out. And it's going to be is he in? And if Justice Haynes is in, I'm going Ruben Owens. Justice Haynes is out. I'm sticking with Jordan Marshall. So that's one running back. Cobb is running back number 2. I'm playing Cobb on basically almost every team as long as it fit. I played Cobb because I think he goes for 100 yards and multiple touchdowns. Running back 3 is Blaylock at 7,300. I pair him with Cobb regularly. I don't mind pairing him with Marshall if I needed the money to get to what I wanted to. And running back 4 is just a little sprinkle, Jamal Haynes, because I think he's got massive ceiling that normally you wouldn't be able to get him at that low of an ownership, we'll say, typically. So I'm more in on that than I normally would be in this spot. But yeah, I love Cobb, I love Haynes, and those guys. Wide receiver wise, I'm really paying up for Surratt. And then if I don't pay for Surratt, which is most of the time, I'm getting Cameron or Trigg in this spot at the 8,100 range. I don't mind if I have Bachmeier going to Kingston or Roberts. I sometimes will take shots on Jonte Cook, but I don't prefer that. I'd rather pay 7K for Andrew Marsh. I will take minimal shots if I can't get the 7K on Kayshawn Singleton when he's paired up with Byron Brown. And then when we move all the way down, I took some shots on Caldwell. I love Coleman. Coleman's my preferred play at 6,200 in this range, but I will take shots on Coleman when he's paired with Sorsby. I will take shots on Goody. I have a little bit more of a preference to Goody. David has a little bit more of a preference to Caldwell. We're kind of splitting hairs there, but it's just a funsy thing for me. I like Hawkins at 6K a good bit. If I'm at 6K, I'm perfectly happy getting there. Don't hate Burks. Don't love Burks. I'd rather pay for Royer to go with Sorsby if I can't get to the 61 or 62 for Goody or Caldwell. And then I'm big on Daryl Gill for some strange reason at 5,700. I have way too much of that. It's very comfortable for me for that. Quarterback wise, it's kind of been, I like this combo, but that's the only way I'm playing Sawyer is if I'm playing Sorsby. I've really tried to stick to Brown, King, Sorsby. It was Brown, King, Sorsby, and Bachmeier. That's kind of the 4 that I played. Quarterback wise, I mixed and matched that. I do like that DeMond Williams game. I wanted to play it. I don't think I did. If I was going to play it, I'd play it this way. I don't like their run game. They're such a pain. Such a pain to play. I'd play it that way if I was going to play it. And then I probably would just do this. I don't know if I would want to play it through Marshall or not. But yeah, you can, yeah, there's ways to play that. Okay. Let's just say I could definitely play this. So let's just say we wanted to play that. What does that leave me? Who's at 92? Ooh, that's ugly. Oh, man, you can play alt. Here you go. There's your game stack. Hey, no, that's your, I got it already. Look, here's your game stack right here. There you go. There's your stack. That's nasty. Yeah, if you want a double stack, you can go Roebuck right there too. Yeah, I mean, you can easily do this. You can double it. You can do that. Like, there's your double. I mean, that's pretty simple. Yeah. So, like, there's ways you could throw those together. I think Boston goes under owned. I'm a big Denzel Boston fan, but he hasn't exactly been cream of the crop here either. Sorry, I got to get the rest of these in. All right, that is King, Sorsby. This thing being off like that is messing me up. While DK's still working, get him in right now, you know? Yeah, that's the thing. Nights. Oh God, night slate. Okay. Night slate's ugly. Ugly as sin. It's not loading well. I haven't jumped in fully on the night slate yet. I'll be honest. Um, I've been just trying to work through this main set here, but I will tell you that there's some weird teams on there, and it's makes it fun. I'll say that there's some weird teams that makes it fun. I like Arkansas State, Georgia State, Georgia Southern. That's a fun game. There's some value to be had there, or some good plays to be had there. I've been a big Jalen Rayner guy, so it's going to be hard for me to kind of get away from that type of stuff, you know. So that's where I'm going to have to figure out. Oh, Satania. Oh, I hate that I have a game that's a team that's literally all 11 o'clocks. It's going to be freaking winning $50,000, and then it's going to get just shat on by a train and go all the way back. But that's usually how it goes. Let's see. One more team. One more team. I got to get a Bachmeyer Sorsby team in on this, which we already built. That's going to have uh, Taylor, Hardy, as I do like Ahmad Hardy, Taylor, Cobb, and Hardy. I appreciate that we've started going away from the have to play 3 running backs. I don't know why I was limiting myself so much to that. Um, that was just poor play by me, you know? That was good on you guys for pointing that out. Good on you guys. That's what's helping, you know? That is helping. We got to help each other, not play like morons. All right. Where is Caleb Goody? I should play Brennan Thompson in this spot. I'll be honest. It probably should be Brennan Thompson. Uh, Brennan Thompson's a better play than Caleb Goody, but I do not have any Caleb Goody in my tournament teams right now, so I need some Caleb Goody. I also don't have Brennan Thompson, but I do like Brennan Thompson. So, all right, night slate. Let me see. I can't get DK to load no matter what I'm going to do, so it's going to be. I'm gonna have to just work through it mentally. Top plays night slate. Points per dollar. JC French. That's an uncomfortable click. Arkansas State's just absolutely terrible. I feel like the Arkansas State Georgia Southern game's the play to kind of get after some stuff. I want to game stack, and I will game stack the Tennessee Kentucky game. I just have this sneaking suspicion. I don't love Sam Levitt because there's no running back or no Jordan Tyson. Somebody's gonna have to catch passes for them. Who that's gonna be, I don't know. I love the price on Lewis Bond at 3,700 for Boston College. Chris Bell is probably a lock. Malachi Tony, kind of hard not to lock him. Camden Brown from Georgia Southern. I think it's a 4 wide receiver slate very clearly on the late slate too. There is ample amount of guys that are over 3x points per dollar. By comparison, running back is absolutely atrocious. If McGowan's playing, I'm in on McGowan. If Owens is, I mean, you got to play Ruben Owens probably even in that tough matchup because there is no LaShawn Williams is in uniform and going through warmups. I do think he's going to end up being limited, but that's just kind of where we're at there. Let's see, lineups. So I think we got everybody. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. That is the team I built, was the other way. Yeah, I like that. Taylor Blaylock. I went Hawkins Goody. That's what it was. So I got some Koger. I got plenty of Koger in there. I do have some Omega Blake, Taylor Green stuff. I got some Mendoza doubles that I mixed in that I like. So little things here and there I've got thrown together. Let's see. Let's see what my player exposure is actually. I'll be interested to see what it kind of says. I've got 82% Jeremiah Cobb, 75% Elijah Surratt, 75% Taylor, 64% Cameron, 57% Sorsby, 36% Grown, 32% Sawyer, 29% Byron Brown. That's lower than I expected. 25% Buckmeyer, 29% Caleb Goody, Koger at 25%, and so on and so forth. So, yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's where most of my exposure is up top on those guys, which I said it was. It's Cobb, Surratt, Taylor, Cameron, Sorsby, all at 50, more than 50% owned. Best flex on DK, 5,300 and under. Best flex, 5,300 and under. I would go Parker Kingston at 5,300. Oh, look, DK's loading. I can even get the screen to cop up. Hell yeah. I like Parker Kingston a good bit. With Dominique Orange back, the rush defense for Iowa State's going to be better, and they are still missing some guys on the outside. He's playing more of a they're playing more of a Puka Nacua style role where he's running the football a good bit. So I like Parker Kingston a good bit. One of my favorite players today to pick on. So yeah. And who in the world has a Halloween party in Louisiana when you've got LSU playing? It's like having a wedding on Alabama LSU weekend. People used to do that every year. Like it's like somebody I knew every year had a wedding on that freaking weekend. Like you're stupid. You're a moron. Nobody's paying attention to your wedding now. Come on. Oh, you got it. All right. Anybody else got any questions? Otherwise, I'm gonna check out here and make sure and pay attention to stuff. Like I said, biggest news to keep an eye on today is going to be whether Justice Haynes plays for Michigan. If he does, big deal. It's going to hurt Jordan Marshall more than it's going to help anything else. That's where I would sit with that. So I wouldn't be in on Haynes, but I would be out on Marshall if that's the case. So have your pivots ready, ready to go. And yeah. I wouldn't even visit New Orleans, I'll be honest with you. We live north of there, like just north, and my wife refuses to go, and she grew up there. And she's like, I'm not going over there. Brandon Lewis, I'm not touching. No. He's got a leg injury. I was hoping he wouldn't play, to be honest with you, because I wanted to see what Hill could do with a full week's worth of practice. I'm a big Hill fan. One of my top guys. So top two quarterbacks. I love stacking that KSU Kansas game. It's fun. Top two quarterbacks for me. Sorsby on a DK is number one with Bullet. And I'll take Sorsby and Byron Brown on DK. And I'll take Byron Brown, Haynes King on FanDuel for sure. Favorite wide receiver on DK under 4,600. I hate that 4K range. I'll be honest with you. I really do hate that 4K 4,600 and under wide receiver range. I have purposely built to get away from it. Give me Trell Harris for the most upside. I think the floor goes to like Horton and Burks, but I'm going to go Trell Harris at 4,300. Oh, you're talking just full under because I'm like more in that range. No, you go under. shoot, I love some of these 3K guys. Like you can get plenty of I like Brendan Thompson a ton at 3,700. I didn't it wasn't able to get there as much. I love Daryl Gill at 3,600. He's got massive ceiling. Bowden Grown, one of my favorite guys at 3,500. There's a lot. There's a lot in the 3K range. Joe Royer, um, 3K flat. You can even go down to and go with that with the Virginia kid, Cam Courtney. Yeah, I love these cheap guys. Cheap guys this week are great. Bowden Grown, very good. I would say Grown, Gill, and Thompson and Courtney are the guys that I played the most. Yeah, those are the guys I played the most. I did play a lot of the Cincy guys, but only when I stacked with Sorsby. They're not one-offs for me at all. Yeah, they got to be stacked with them. So, all right. Good luck to you guys. I can tell you very confidently, if I win, you will be seeing a live video, not me in a costume that my wife picked out that I'm being forced to wear. She would not allow me to be Jeffrey Dahmer. That kind of sucked, but it's okay. She likes that stuff. So she picked out a costume. I don't know what's going on right now. It's crazy. All right. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for tuning in. Best of luck to everybody. If I win something, I'll be back later. Win something big, I'll be back later, but we'll see. Who knows? Good luck. Have a good day. Let's take something down for once. We were getting close. We're close. Let's get a little sweat. I need a little sweat going.